Chip was talking about how, despite what happened at the end of the season, you guys win in those last 2 games. He says momentum starts right here for this upcoming season.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, he just hypes on or emphasizes on, doing the things you do now is gonna affect this when season comes. So all these little details that we emphasize on now during spring ball is gonna be how we turn out in the season. Yeah.
How big of it was for you offensive linemen when DTR decided he was going to come back?
Oh, I mean, it was really big. Having a familiar face behind you, it just brings you a lot of trust to be able to make the right plays and score us a lot of touchdowns.
A lot of publications have Zach as a possible Heisman dark horse. Does that give you guys a little extra responsibility to maybe kind of live up to what people are projecting on this offensive line in the run game?
I mean, Zach is a great player. I mean, he proves it every day in practice, and us being the O-line, we want him to succeed. So I guess it does, but we just try to be good as an O-line altogether, so that Zach can be as successful as he can.
Yeah, Coach Grovno coming in for Coach Fry. Are there any changes in terminology or technique or anything you've done so far?
Yeah, there's going to be a little tweaks with some calls, but I think Coach Drev done a good job at transitioning into his style of coaching while trying to keep the same terms and the same concepts that Coach Fry brought.
You guys were a pretty tight-knit group last season, and then you lose both your tackles. What can you just say about Alec going to the NFL draft, as well as what you guys have coming in?
I'm happy for Alec. If he thinks he's ready, and I believe him.
And Sean, sorry about that.
Yeah, Sean too. I was really close to both those guys, and I see how hard they work. So I'm excited for them, and I think they're going to have great things in the future and in the NFL. And we definitely have young guys coming up that can play and get the job done for us, like Garrett DiGiorgio. That he's coming up. He'll do a good job this year, and I'm just excited for the season, see what they can do.
Anyone standing out other than Giorgio that maybe some of the really young guys who didn't get much time last year?
I'll say Benjamin Roy. He's doing good. His mental capacity to be able to learn the playbook really fast, and that's kind of been a standout for me as watching him grow as a player. It's just understanding the plays and the techniques. Yeah.
You have Tyler Manella making the switch from interior D-line out to right tackle. What do you thought of him so far, and what is that like knowing you guys have been teammates for so long, but now you're kind of in that same position?
I mean, I think it's awesome. His motivation to want to learn and get better as an offensive lineman now is really refreshing to see, because he really wants to get out there and play and help the team and help himself. So having him play offense now is just it's a little different, but all in all, it's a great deal.
Can you describe the overall feel coming into this season off of an 8-4, very productive, positive season, as opposed to maybe coming into the season off some of the previous years you guys have had?
Well, I'd say that 8-4 season, that's just a new standard. That's the standard we treat ourselves as players, and what the coaches always talk about, 8-4, now we can say that's going to be the worst season we had, because this upcoming year we're going to do better. You know what I mean? So that's the new standard, and anything below that is not what we want. So just more wins and less losses. Yeah.
Talk about the positivity of this spring coming off of an 8-4 season, maybe as opposed to some of the other spring starts that you guys have had.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, season didn't end the way we wanted it to. But, we ended on a high note with the way we were winning games and the way we came together as a team. We lost a lot of guys. We brought a lot of guys back. So our biggest thing is knowing that that's a standard. That's the bare minimum now. And we're a winning team, and we're taking that every single day with how we train.
With that said, guys coming back. You got DTR coming back. Can you talk about, were you surprised? How much of a positive thing is that for this group that he's coming back and he didn't go to the draft?
Yeah, so I've come in with Dorian. We were the same grade. He's been my quarterback every year I've played. So it's great to have him on the team. He's a leader. He knows the offense better than anybody out in the field. And, he's a proven player. And he brings that mentality to the team, to the offense, and that's how just we approach every day together.
And my last question before these guys go is, there are publications that have Zach as a dark horse for the Heisman. That's a big responsibility for the offensive line. Can you kind of talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, our job is to get him to the second level because we've seen what he can do there. That's all we're focused on, making sure we do our job because he's going to do what he does. We got to make his life as easy as possible.
with Alex Shawn and Paul gone, you're one of the big dogs now up front. What is it to be that leader that the offensive line needs?
I mean, I think for us, being a seasoned veteran, I think from a personal standpoint, just like the same thing I said with Dorian, having that mentality every single day. So as the offensive line unit, it's our job to lead from the front. And, I've taken that upon myself and Duke and Sam and us, all of us having that mentality and bringing that to the young guys. We know that we have to set the standard every single day. So that's what we're trying to, that's how we're trying to approach every day, and that's what we're doing every practice.
Any of the young guys stand out to you?
Everybody. Everybody's doing a really good job. We got guys moving around everywhere. I think I'm really impressed with, I know he's not a young guy, but Tyler switching over, he's approached it with a great mentality, and he's getting better and better every single day.
We see Sam kind of on the workout bike and doing warm-ups at different points of practice, and he's coming over and making calls out on the sideline. You obviously came in around the same time, really close with him. What's that like, seeing him kind of work to get back, but then also take on kind of like a coaching role, helping you guys out a little bit?
Yeah, so Sam was actually my first friend when I got here. He's a year older than me. He hosted me on my visit, and he was the first person I talked to when I came out here. He's the one that really taught me the playbook. So, he's always had that mentality to help get his teammates better. And, him doing that with the entire offensive unit, it's just something that's in his blood.
Does sprint for him feel any different coming off an 8-4 season compared to coming off a losing season?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, we come in the spring to get better. And just having that approach every single day is, you have to stay the same regardless of what last season was. We're focused on building towards next season.